is now time for The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien, our man, Mr. Steve Rhodes. He is going to be back with us the next hour. We're going to be growling and prowling. He's been doing, of course, the Master Trader Series out in beautiful Denver, Colorado. Market-wise out here, this is what we have happening, folks. You get the S&P's up 8, Nasdaq's up 18. Gold contracts up 17 bucks, trading at 16.80. You got silver up 39 at 32.67. Platinum's up 12. Bonds are down 11 ticks at 137.15. King dollar is down 27 ticks at the 79.31 level. Euro's up 45 ticks, and the yen is trading out there up 35 at 82.70. Now, I hope everyone, first off, had a great weekend, safe weekend, and, of course, let's make it a great week out here. Now, if we go back to last Friday, folks, actually last week in general, what you had is this. Couldn't bust it up, couldn't bust it down. You know, we had a bust up, no doubt, on the 13th of March. You go higher, doesn't have the juice. Bottom line, you're laying up there. Now, what wants to get tested out here is the highs. Now, the high of the 19th is 141.28. That's the high tick. The bottom of that bar is 140.11. So we're going to come into that this morning. We had lighter volume on the daily last week. Couldn't handle it. How we come into that is going to talk, walk, and squawk in a big way. Now, what we also have happening, of course, is that it's March 26th. You're coming into the end of the month. You're coming into window dress, and there's a lot of things happening at the same time. If we go look at the IWM, the small caps, what you have happening in the small caps, same structure. And the small caps, we're at the 83.77 area. And that high out there is the 84.39. The low of that is 82.75. If we go over and look at good old Apple, what you have happening with Apple, Apple right now is at $599.25 again. That high out there is 609.65, and the bottom of that high is 601. You know, so bottom line is that when we bring up Apple, of course, we're bringing up Apple because the Nasdaq Composite and the NDX are all about Apple. What we had with the composite out here on Friday, composite came back with lighter volume, rejected the lower price. That also is going after the highs. Gold contract, what we had out here this morning, well, here, let's go over the gold contract first. Gold contract's up $17 at 16.80. That, folks, is running into ice. 16.88 is a normal counter trend bounce on gold. We hit the 16.84 level today. You're doing it with lighter volume. Bottom line is that my take is that 1688 is not going anywhere. That would be a normal correction. That's what it comes down to. So we have a confirmed ABC structure on a weekly on the way down. All this is doing a larger ABC structure on a daily inside a weekly, which actually makes it more powerful on the way down. When gold went topside today, well, here, let's go over to the dollar. We take a look at the dollar. What you have inside the dollar this morning, the dollar index last week rejected lower price, did it on lighter volume, and what we have out here this morning is that you're pulling back again on lighter volume, and dramatically lighter volume. We're talking about 8,000 contracts going into 34,000 contracts. So I expect what you're going to see here is that you'll see a correlation inside the dollar once again that will reject that lower price. Bernanke was out here this morning. What Bernanke is saying is that the accommodative policy is needed to restore U.S. unemployment. When that happened, you had the futures go up, you had the commodity complex go up. Bottom line, that's what the surge is about. Now, we'll see where it shakes and bakes. Now, we were talking about MF Global last week. It's pretty interesting over the weekend, the way that normally I don't bring something like this, but this was so glaring over the weekend, I thought it was anyway. And this is what it was. So, the news on Friday, folks, okay, was that there's going to be testimony this week in Congress, and what it's going to be about is that what happened in MF Global. You know, there's a lot of people that got ripped off in a huge way, hundreds of millions of dollars. Bottom line is that Corzine had already testified that he absolutely did not know that he did not knowingly order customer money to be pushed over to J.P. Morgan Chase to cover his bad trades. Well, bottom line is that it came out that the accountant, his CFO, I believe it's a CFO, Edith O'Brien, she has an email, and that email specifically says that it was a direct order from John Corzine to send $200 million over to J.P. Morgan Chase. Okay, so that happened. Bloomberg got that from Freedom of Information last Friday. We're all going to hear that this week. But this is what blew my mind, actually, on Saturday morning. So on Saturday morning, you know, I always get the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, right? So on Saturday morning, of course, that's top-line news in the Wall Street Journal, right? Well, blew my mind, folks. And this is, and I guess I'm just going to lay this out here. In the New York Times, right, that wasn't even on the front page. And you talk about political. That is about as political as you get. Now, the weird thing about that, I thought the weird thing, and I like both papers, what I thought was really weird about that, though, I right off the bat, I says, oh, man, this is political. Corzine's from New Jersey. They're in New York, okay? But what's really sick about that, think about it, is about the protection of people's money and what just newspapers in general decide what's important and what's not important. So that was on Saturday. On Sunday, you know, now they had it in it. They had it buried in the business page, okay? So on Sunday, it wasn't there either. Monday morning, it's on the top of the business paper of news on the New York Times. The bottom line is that, yeah, well, you know, and my point is not that the New York Times is political. My point is that they're all political. That's the first part. The second part, I think, is more important, though, for us to really understand that how skewed the deal is. When someone takes someone off for that amount of bread and they bury it, that is a huge statement. So it's a big heads up, man. I think it's going to come back and it's going to backfire. I am not going to be the only one out here that noticed that thing. There's no way. This morning, what you have out here, which is really wild, is this: is that what some of the news is saying is that if, in fact, Corzine did direct O'Brien to transfer the $200 million, and they can prove it, that Corzine will actually be liable for the $200 million, which is really wild because Corzine has $200 million. So this is going to get really, you know, this is going to get deep really quick. Because what happens there, and that's even, folks, if they don't go after him criminally. That's if they go after, they could go after him civilly. And, of course, inside a civil case, you have to prove a lot less than a criminal case. But if, in fact, that came down, bottom line, Corzine is going to be coming up with some big bread. So that story is going to be unfolding this week in a huge way. Let's go over to the bond market. We take a look at bonds out here. What we had with bonds. Bonds are 30-year right now. Oh, baby, here we go. We're setting up. And this is what we have, folks. 30-year right now is down 11 ticks. We're at 137.15. It's rejecting lower price, and then this is what you have. On a longer basis, what bonds have done is this. October 24th, they take off from the bottom. They get up to about 145. They started out, by the way, at 133. So they go from 133 to 145. They pull back with dramatically lighter volume. They take off last Monday, topside again. What you have here, it looks to me, you get a B to C of an ABC structure on the way up. So yeah, these bonds want to go higher. And they did everything they should have done, meaning you come back to the swing point, you do it with lighter volume. This morning you come back, you reject it with lighter volume. That sets up a beautiful expansion on the top side. You get an expansion on the top side. That is saying that we're topping out right now. We'll see whether this top out wants to be at the end of window dressing, which very well could be another week and a half. Why? Because what window dressing is all about is that the money managers, they're going to basically fancy up their portfolios at the end of this month, making sure that they get rid of whatever dogs they got in there. They'll put some good ones in there, thinking that, oh, yeah, we'll own these forever and forget it, and not even close. The IRA money comes in the beginning of the month, and then bang, see you, don't want to be you. The commodities out here this morning, this is what we have. You get nickel is down $1, 1% rather. The rest of them are kind of flat. We have cattle flat, hogs flat, cotton flat. Natural gas is they're all flat. It's pretty interesting. Well, gold is up 1%. Silver is up 1.3%. We go around the world. We take a look at around the world. The FTSE right now is up 0.7%. The CAC in Paris is up. Where is she? She's up 0.4. The DAX is up 1.4%. If we go up and we look at the DAX, the DAX has led us up and led us back. The DAX right now, let's see what she's got. So all the DAX did is come back to where the breakout area was, and the volumes wasn't bad. So the DAX does want to get in, test this 7142, and right now this morning it hit 7078. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. We have the S&P futures up 9, NASDAQ futures are up 19, gold's up 18. We're going to be right back.
X-Story Gold Mines, an NYSE Amex-listed company trading under the symbol XG, is slated to be the newest gold-silver producer in Argentina. X-Story is forecast to produce more than $250 million in bullion annually, beginning in 2013, at a cash cost of less than $200 for each ounce of gold produced. That forecast will make X-Story one of the highest margin operators in South America and a sector leader in the mining industry. X-Story has $50 million in its treasury, having spent over $60 million to date on drilling and engineering. The ultimate size of its Argentina discovery could be determined by year-end, as results from the 6 drills operating at the site are fully assessed. To find out more about X-Story Gold Mines and their exciting growth potential, click on their banner on the front page of TFNN.com or check them out on the NYSE Amex under the symbol XG.
TFNN is proud to bring you the cutting edge of investment newsletters. Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks. Ken is a top-down investor who lets price and volume in the major stock indices tell him when to be in the market and when to be out. By using his unique blend of fundamental and technical analysis, Ken will protect your hard-earned capital while realizing breakout gains. Go to TFNN.com today, click Investment Newsletters, and get Ken Shreve's Ultimate Growth Stocks free for 2 weeks.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, co-host of The Money Masters with Tom O'Brien, seen daily at TFNN.com, author of Mastering Probabilities, a daily investment and trading newsletter, and teacher of the money game. Studies show that 3 out of 5 people are afraid for their life in trading these markets, and the number one reason given is fear of loss. Look, fear stands for false evidence appearing real, and the money game proves it. Lesson number 1, don't risk more than 1% of your trading capital on any trade. Why, you ask? Because 35 trades in a row where you risk 50 cents and make $1 are all you need to double your trading capital, versus the 230 losing trades in a row you would need to bring your balance to $100. Let me teach you more about the money game risk-free for 30 days. Go to the homepage of TFNN.com and click on my name, Steve Rhodes, for your 30-day risk-free trial. You were born to be a money master, and I'll teach you how.
Are you looking for a precision edge in the market? Something that can stack the odds in your favor? Then look into Larry Pesavento's new trading newsletter, Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind. In each weekly issue, Larry explains what's going to happen in the markets based on the pattern he sees developing and gives you actionable trade ideas based on those patterns. Plus, you'll get his detailed analysis on a variety of markets and sectors, including stocks, treasury bonds, the gold market, oil, the dollar, the forex market, and more. And you'll get the Technical Corner segment, which is a short but powerful weekly training session on trading. You'll get access to all the patterns Larry is seeing in the markets, plus the Astro Harmonics and powerful Bradley stock market model that Larry utilizes for less than $5 a day. An extremely potent combination that will give you just the edge you've been looking for. Try Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind absolutely free for 2 weeks. Go to TFNN.com and click on the free trial link at the top of the page. That's an $85 value, yours free when you register right now. Get Larry's Patterns, Profits, and Peace of Mind and get the edge you've been looking for.
Here's what people are saying about Tiger TV.
Let's go to John in Tampa. Hey, John, what's going on?
Hi, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. You having a good day out there?
A wonderful day. I love your Tiger TV. I watch it every day. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Oh, man, I appreciate you out there watching it. How long have you been watching the Tiger TV?
I'm watching almost a month now, and it's wonderful.
It's pretty cool, isn't it?
Oh, yes, it's cool. You see the charts and everything. Thanks so much for the hard work.
Tiger TV, a great news service from TFNN.com. This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back, folks. This is Tom O'Brien. Our man, Mr. Steve Rhodes, will be back with us tomorrow. He did an outstanding job out in Denver, Colorado, in the Master Trader this weekend. Steve got 2 more Master Traders coming up, folks, if you'd like to take advantage of those. It's April 13th and 14th in Tampa, Florida. That's a Friday and Saturday. And April 27th and 28th in Boston, Massachusetts. All the details are on the front page of TFNN. And those Master Traders, folks, come with an unconditional money-back guarantee. Okay, so market-wise out here this morning, let's go over to the silver market and take a look at silver, SIK2. So what do we have happening in the silver market? Silver, we're up 39 cents. Silver actually has been stronger than gold on this correction. Now, what you have is this, is that when silver came downtown, folks, on the 29th of February, that came down with a vengeance. And that's what silver likes to do anyway. Bottom line, they can go up with conviction and down with conviction. Silver's going to have a tough time making it through the 33.82 area. We came downtown, and you came downtown with a huge amount of volume. We'll see if we get any traction out there, but I suspect that this is just a counter-trend bounce. The reason that I'm in that camp is this, is that the correlation right now inside these metal markets go like this. If we take a look at silver, you had your first high come in April. That high was out there at approximately $48. We got one low in, the first low in, and it was 34. Okay, so that was in May. We got a second high in, which is the lower high, in August. That was $44. What ends up happening? You get a lower low. That lower low is $30. Next, you get another lower high. That lower high was $37. And bottom line is that the way this is set up right now is that you have 3 lower highs, 3 lower lows. Until that changes, which I don't expect it's going to change just yet, the reason being is that as we're going up into those levels, you have lighter volume. That is the pure definition, not only of a downtrend, it's a definition that we have volume at all those lows. This isn't over yet. The actual equities, the equities themselves, if we go over and we take a look at Gold Corp, which is acting nice, by the way, okay? What we had here is this. Gold Corp was running into the lows of October, the lows of December, and when you take a look at how we're coming into them, you have volume contracting, but you don't have any conviction on the way up. And the same situation is there, is that you have higher lows and for the highs and lower lows for the lows. And that basically is problematic for equities that want to go up. Newmont Mining, I have Newmont Mining is in deep trouble. Newmont, whatever is screaming out here on Newmont wants to bust out the bottom. And the bottom that it wants to bust out is a decent bottom. If that bust out that bottom, we're going to see this thing go a lot lower. Let's go take a look at some of the large caps out there. If we start out with UTX, United Technologies, this little baby, big industrial company, trading out at 82.20. That 82.20 wants to go test the highs once again. The highs out there, the lows of the highs are $85, and there's juice up there, by the way. And this one is going to be interesting to see exactly how it gets into it. The reason being is this: United Technologies, folks, all it has actually done is come back to where the downdraft was from last August. So let's go through some parameters here. I want to show you a couple parameters because the market's set up like this right across just about the whole market. And what you have is this. You have the August downdraft of last year that's hanging out there. And then what you have is that you have the 2007, 2008 area. Now, United Technologies is important because it had taken out the highs of 2007, which is 82.50, got over them with lighter volume, and then came off them with volume. It's going back up and testing them with lighter volume. If that gives it up, that's saying to me that all the rest of them are going to give it up because this is basically a decent acceleration on the way up. But then it gave it away. As it gave it away in September when the stock went from 91 to 67. You talk about getting toasted and roasted very quickly. That did it. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. As you're driving to work out here this morning, be careful, folks. It's a beautiful day out there in good old USA. We have the S&P's up 7.5. Nasdaq's up 15. Gold's up 17. We're going to be right back.
In the world of financial markets, there's a new player in town with an exciting new way to trade the markets. Nadex now offers binary options as well as bull spreads in a wide range of indices along with commodity and forex markets. With as little as $100, you can gain access to a new way to trade global financial markets while guaranteeing that your risk will always be capped. Nadex allows you to multiply your trading opportunities in ways never imagined before and access markets you once thought were out of reach. With short-term trading opportunities available, including binary options expiring each hour the market is open, Nadex allows you to take advantage of a variety of market conditions regardless of volatility or market direction. Now is the time to take advantage of this exciting new market. Don't let this trading opportunity pass you by. Open your account today by clicking on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Nadex, a better way to trade.
Hi folks, this is Tom O'Brien. If you want to get great trade setups in equity as well as the option market, come over to TFNN.com and test drive my daily newsletter, Market Insights, for 2 weeks absolutely free. Each trade setup comes with a profit projection as well as stop placement. Included in Market Insights is a Twitter alert service. This allows you to take advantage of intraday setups. Volatility is back in the markets. What does that mean to you? To me, it spells short-term opportunity each and every day. The days of trending up on lighter volume are gone. We have come off the highs with volume across the globe. Don't get caught in a complacency trap. Many of the indices have given back 2 months of trading in 1 week. We have a trader's market. You can take advantage of this trader's market by test driving my daily newsletter, Market Insights, free for 2 weeks. Market Insights will give you the edge you're looking for in the markets. Go to TFNN.com under newsletter. Hit the Market Insight tab for your 2-week free test drive right here, right now.
In just December of last year, the price of gold was down over 10%. In today's highly volatile gold market, you need someone in your corner that understands the complex relationships that exist within the price of gold, as well as within a variety of gold equities. Whether it's the South African gold miners and knowing how the rand-dollar relationship will affect their bottom line, or understanding how John Paulson's $5 billion trade in the GLD can move the market, Tom O'Brien gives you the direction you need to become a better trader each week in his newsletter, The Gold Report. With over 20 individual equities covered and almost another 20 on the potential watch list each week, in addition to covering the XAU, HUI, GLD, and dollar, The Gold Report is a great source for any trader that is looking to be diversified in today's volatile gold market. For your 30-day free trial to Tom O'Brien's Gold Report, log on to TFNN.com today. Don't miss out on this great offer. Act now.
What type of investor are you? Conservative, moderate, or aggressive? No matter your investor personality, your overall portfolio should reflect your financial goals, time horizon, and your risk tolerance. Help ensure your portfolio is appropriately invested with an asset allocation plan from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney. Simply picking the right stocks is not enough. Research has shown that choosing the right proportion of stocks, bonds, and cash is essential to the success of your long-term investments. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney believes that a carefully selected portfolio can lower volatility and increase investment return potential. Find out about what asset allocation and a Morgan Stanley Smith Barney financial advisor can do for you. Call Angela O'Brien, First Vice President and Certified Financial Planner of the Clearwater, Florida branch at 727-441-6108 today to discuss your personal financial needs. Asset allocation does not assure a profit or protect against loss in declining financial markets. Investments and services are offered through Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC. Member SIPC.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Tom O'Brien, TFNN. We get the opening bell out here. You get the Dow up 97, Nasdaq up 25, S&P's up 11, gold's up 17. Let's see what we have out here. We take a look at some of the Dow stocks up here. You get American Express up 46 cents. You get Caterpillar up $1.82. Disney's up 47. We got GE up 29. Big Blue is up 114. Let's go over to Big Blue and see what good old IBM is doing. IBM has been pushing into these highs. We are 206.67. Now, the high, and this is a high volume high, so it has to get tested, bottom line, is this. So what you do here, folks, when you're bisecting and dissecting markets, by the way, IBM is one of the strongest stocks out here. So if the market's going to continue higher, you're going to see that basically continued strength. The divergence would be this, is that if IBM can't handle the high, and at some point, folks, what ends up happening in all markets is that they can't handle highs on the way up, and all markets on the way down, you don't handle lows, meaning you contract at lows and bang, you go topside. At highs, it's just the opposite. So with Big Blue, the low of the high is 206.01. We're already above it. That's saying we're going after the high, which is 207.852. You have 9.6 million shares up there. As you go into that level, what you don't want to see for a bullish acceleration topside is a contraction of, let's say, 20%, less than 20%, meaning you have less than 20% of that high. So if you come into that with 7 million and reject it, that's a problem. That's a big problem, too. Let's go over to the good old NASDAQ comp, because the bottom line with the comp, good old Apple has accelerated that over its highs. That now the first high out there was 3087. Your second high is 3094. Now, what you do is this. Okay, so as you're going into the store, are there more people or less people? So when you take a look at it, we take a look at the 19th, we take a look at the 21st, and then both of those days, well, that's MVOL. So we get the 19th, and you got the 21st. The 19th is 1.5 billion, the 21st 1.5. Those highs in themselves should have been basically hitting 2.4, but we're dealing with 1.5. So what you're going to be looking for at whether it's 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, you're going to be looking for the acceleration up with better volume than that. You don't get that. That's basically saying it can't even handle light volume at the high, because that's exactly what we have. Now, good old Apple. Let's go take a look at Apple and see what we have. So, Apple's hit $5.99. It's been basically hanging up there in a big way. Now, what has just stopped it in its tracks is the gap down from the 21st. This is going to get really intriguing here, and the reason being is this. Apple, when it hit the 609, it hit it on the 21st. No juice up there. Now, I'm talking about an intraday basis, folks, okay? But there was no juice up there. What ended up happening on a 10-minute basis is that it came down on 2.2 million. Well, what happened at the open is that it got into that level. It got in there very quickly, 599.99. Didn't handle it. Now it's basically selling down. Your correlation goes like this. You have 2 more minutes to get into the 2 million mark, which it probably will. It wouldn't make it the first time. Now, I suspect Apple's not going to give it up. Apple's going to try again. But that correlation right there is important to understand, because if Apple goes after the 594.79 on an intraday basis, I'm talking to you right now as basically as a day trader, okay? But I want you to understand something. If it goes after that, it's going to need not a lot of volume to do an ABC structure on the way down. And that will be really unusual on a day when the market's up like this. So it's something to really keep your eye on, because what does happen inside the composite number 1 and the NDX 100 is that it's all about Apple. And if we go over to the NDX 100 right now, that also almost got to a new high. I believe that, let's see. Yeah, I missed it by 5 pennies. The NDX 100, well, here, that's the Qs. That's different. The reason that the Qs are different, by the way, folks, I just brought this up, is that the Qs, because they're a exchange-traded fund, have fee structures in it. So those are always going to change, those numbers. So you do want to go into the futures. So it's 2752.46. Okay, it didn't make it. It didn't make it, So, inside the NDX 100, we'll see what is basically taken away from it versus putting into it. Okay, so the leader inside the NDX 100, it happens to be Rango Resources. And don't touch Rango, folks. That's the one that got smoked last week because of the coup, and they're doing business. That's just a counter-trend bounce. That's putting some juice into the NDX 100. Akamai's putting into it. Baidu's putting into it. Now, taken away from it is Micron. What's ALEX? Oh, Alexon Pharmaceutical. It's only 16 points. It's nothing. That's at highs. Micron must be the culprit at this point. Yeah, Micron's the culprit. So what you have with Micron is that Micron Technology's trading out at $8.25, down 14 cents, but Micron does want to get to $7. Micron stock coming lower on Friday with volume. What is unusual here, though, I can tell you this, inside the NDX 100, that with Apple still up and the NDX not getting juice, NQ, that's unusual. So that means that there is something else inside the NDX 100, meaning on a broader basis, that is bringing that lower. Let's go take a look at some of the higher volume stocks in the first 15 minutes. You have Bank of America up 10 cents. Lionsgate is up 67. Lionsgate, of course, is all about the Hunger Games that are out there. That was a very inexpensive film for them to make. It was $120 million to make. I believe they probably took in $120 million over the weekend. Micron Technology's down 18. You have Cisco up 20. Apple's up 205. We got, let's see, Hewlett Packard's up 7. No big numbers out there. Actually, Freeport McMoran. Okay, let's FRE. We'll go and take a look at Freeport McMoran. The FRE. That was interesting. That's FCX. That was a blast from the past. Man, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, they used to be great stocks years ago. Okay, Freeport McMoran. Now, there's certain equities, folks, that talk, walk, and squawk about the metals market, and this is one of them. And this is going to be a monster ABC down. Freeport McMoran right now is up 37 cents. It's been building cause since March 6th. And let me tell you, this is such a beautiful setup. It's unbelievable, actually, because the A point on this is 48. Your B point is 38. It's a 10-point ABC structure down, which will get it into $30, which at $32, the swing point from October 4th has volume. So this is going to be interesting watching this whole baby shake and bake in a big way. We go over and take a look at the strongest equity inside the NDX 100, which is Rango Resources. This is what you have. Rango Resources right now is up $2. 277,000 shares traded versus 3.8 million on the way down. That's all it is, a dead cat bounce. Rango has already blown away its swing point of 89. Did it with volume. Rango's going to come back to about 75. And Rango Resources, folks, you're going to want to be all over it. If you like the metals market, you're going to want to be all over Rheingold Resources. When all is said and done, I suspect that nothing's going to basically probably change in that country, and we'll see where it shakes out. But the bottom line is that they have it together. As long as they don't steal their gold, well, they'll be in good shape. Let's go over and we take a look at the euro right now. What you have inside the euro is that the euro right now is trading at up 46 ticks at 133.17. And that baby can get into approximately the 133.57 area. And that still would just be basically a bounce in a market that still wants to go lower. The counter trend bounce in the euro, folks, from October 27th, we're at 142. You went downtown to 126 and made it to 133. That's not a big deal. It's not even close. The Nikkei. The Nikkei is something that you're going to want to be buying in the future, folks. The Nikkei right now is at 10,018. We want to be looking all over the Nikkei is more than likely. Let's see. The Nikkei is going to be interesting because the Nikkei, folks, has come off a long-term bottom. And when you come off long-term bottoms, man, you can be a genius. The Nikkei, about 9,400. That's what you want to wrap your head around. Let's go to Ken in Iowa. Hey, Ken, what's going on?
Good morning, Tom. Say, I'm looking at you on TV there, or on the computer, and you're looking good this morning.
Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it.
I'd like to have you take a look at GST. It's a natural gas stock. And I think you said something about GAZ Friday about selling it. So I think this is the same category here.
Okay, so first off, let's take a look at it. It's Gastar. Okay, now this is not the same category as GAZ, and this is why. Okay, so let me explain the difference. This is what you had me bring up is an equity. Okay, it's not a exchange traded note. Okay. And what I was talking about on Friday, folks, was this. If you look at GAZ, oh, there you go. I hope you sold it Friday. Okay, if you pull it up. This it started out with a 100% premium on the day that we were telling people to sell it. Then it went down to 89% on Friday. Now it's down another 55 cents today, and now it's a 66% premium. This equity, folks, the net asset value is only $2.45. You're going to see this at $2.45 in a couple of days. It's going to get smoked, toasted, roasted, all of the above. So the difference, Ken, is this, is that people were buying this equity at $6 and it was only worth $2.45. Okay? Now the market's on to it, that knowing that that's what it's worth. And the amazing part to me, folks, is that I'm not talking about retail clients. They bought it too. They have an excuse, buying things, not understanding it. Professionals don't. There's a million professionals in this that are toasted and roasted. Okay, so now let's go back over to yours, though. So they're two different animals, all right?
Okay.
And what happens, folks, by an ETN, just so you understand, an exchange-traded note is a cash vehicle. It's a debt on the bank, meaning most of the banks are the ones that put these out. It's an unsecured debt on the bank, and it gets paid off at the end cash. That's how it gets done. You don't get a piece of a company, you get cash. That's why the net asset value is really important, understanding when you're buying something versus what the net asset value is. You should not be buying, closed-end funds that are, over like 2.5%. 2% is not bad. 2.5% is not bad. When you start dealing with 5-10%, it's crazy. 100%, which this was really crazy. But now let's take a look at this equity. So the low is 235. The high's 5. They explore for natural gas in Texas, West Virginia, Wyoming. Okay. So let's see what we have here. Oh, this is a nice setup, man. Do you own this?
Yes, I do.
Oh, this is
right around $3.
Yeah, no, I like the setup, man. Okay, so this is what you have. It came back to October 4th. Came back with light of awe, and this baby took off October 4th. It took off from a price point of $2.35 up to $4. Has volume there of 700,000. Comes back with 170,000. Then takes off topside again with 1.4 million. Comes back last week with 600,000. Yeah, this is a nice setup, man. Let me bring this back further. Okay, so this is a fairly new stock, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like the setup, man. you know, you have, they put this on a longer basis. Oh, no, I guess it's been out here for a while. No, this has been out here for a while. Okay, but you've been building cars since 08, which is nice. You get a high spike at 397 to 544. I like this, man. I would just keep your tight, stop tight, Ken. What you have is this, okay? You're at 319. It wants to run into 397. Now, at 397, you're going to have some heavy resistance. But if it busts through that, man, you get some action. You know, so this is something that, you know, right now you can put your stop right under $3, man, and you're in good shape. And it looks to me like it wants to run to that 397, man. That's the way it's set up.
Very good.
Cooking,
you
brother.
Time to look at GEL, George Edward Long.
GEL. Okay, so let's see what we got here. This is they own, operate crude oil gathering, marketing, pipeline information. Information. Oh, operations. Okay. Marketing and pipeline operations, sorry. Okay, let's see. What do they do? The company purchases crude oil at the wellhead of the pipeline, resell the refineries. Okay, so they're a broker. Interesting. So this is actually a broker. That's what they do. Hey, you stay right there. We're going to be coming right back. This is Tom O'Brien. We have the Dow right now up 108. NASDAQ up 27. S&P's up 11. We got gold up 16. Silver's up 35. Bonds are down 11. King Dollar is down 25 ticks. You stay right there, folks. We'll come right back.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective and maximize your returns. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor, Foreside Fund Services, LLC. David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
Put the power of the Chapman Wave methodology to work for you. No matter what market you trade, what time frame you trade in, or your trading style, the Opening Call, Basil Chapman's daily market newsletter, is bursting with the information and trades you need to become a more successful trader.
I've been using Basil Chapman's Chapman Wave methodology for several years now. His Chapman Wave can be used for any time period for not only equities, but futures, currencies, commodities. I've been also a subscriber of his Opening Call, which I find an invaluable tool to help me analyze the potential of the market each day. He gives you opportunities to go short and long. It includes recommendations on stocks. I strongly recommend people using the Chapman Wave, and I very, very strongly support the use of his Opening Call.
To find out more about Basil Chapman and his Chapman Wave methodology, and to get your 2-week free trial of the Opening Call, a $64 value, visit TFNN.com today. folks, turns out my best student became my best teacher. Steve Rhodes absolutely raised my standards, and I'll guarantee he'll raise yours.
Thanks, Tom. What I've learned is that if you want more, you must become more. And that transformation, folks, that occurs the moment you decide to become a master. Now, the quickest way to mastery is through immersion. And for 2 solid days in Denver, Boston, and Tampa, I'll create a new standard of wealth for those few trader investors who have a burning desire to succeed. At my Master Trader course, I'll teach you how to create the ultimate money machine. These are the best kept secrets in the business. Roadblocks, folks. Dabblers give up when they first appear. Stressors last just a little bit longer, but masters expect roadblocks and achieve extraordinary results when they bust right through them. I have all the benefit of knowing the type of wealth creation that I can generate for you. You don't. That's why I'm making this unconditional money-back guarantee. If for any reason you're not satisfied with my Master Trader course, I'll refund every penny. That's right. I take all the risk, and you get all the benefit. Go to the homepage at tfnn.com and sign up today.
Catch Tom O'Brien and Steve Rhodes as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. The Money Masters, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. And we talk about, the Hunger Games over the weekend. So I thought that film cost $120 million. So check this out. That's a Lionsgate Entertainment deal, and the Lionsgate's up today. That film only cost $80 million to make, folks, and they took in $155 million over the weekend. Not bad. We're talking with Ken from Iowa. Ken, what was the second stock you wanted to look at?
GEL, George Edward.
Okay, so let's take a look. We got GEL. They own, operate oil gathering, market, pipeline. Okay, yeah, so this is the broker. Okay, so low's 20, the high's 33. They pay a 5.6% yield dividend. Get out of town on this, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I don't own it, but I was...
Okay, did they pay a dividend Friday or something?
I don't know, Tom.
Yeah, just get out. This is what you have here, folks. Let me just see something. So you had hit a high. It hit a high 2 days, last week at 33.81. You got there with 870,000, and then you blew downtown with 3.4 million. Anytime you see flat out a downdraft that comes down like that, don't ever buy the equity. Okay. What that is that is a monster that's getting out, and they don't get out once. You know, they never can get out once. It takes a long time for a fund to get out. When I say a long time, folks, it'll take, sometimes a month and a half, 2 months for a fund to get out. This baby wants to come all the way back to $20, and you're at $31.18. So,
well, it might be a buy at $20 or anything.
Well, let it get down there first. You got plenty of time to let it get down there.
Yeah.
Cooking, man.
Have a good week.
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. No doubt. Okay, so market-wise out here, let's see. We're banging into half hour right now. Volume-wise, what we have, you get 97 million on the NYSE, and you have 186 million on the NASDAQ. Half hour is too early to really gauge anything. The composite's the one you're going to want to watch out here today in a big way, folks, because what you have with the composite is this, is that your first high on the composite, the NASDAQ composite, was 30887. The second high was 3090. Now you're over that, and you're over that by 3 points right now. You stay over it, wants to go higher. You close under it, and we have less than 1.5 billion. That'll be saying it wants to come lower. What you're dealing with this week, no doubt, though, is you're dealing with window dressing, which is the end of the month, beginning of the next month. They're going to try to hold this baby up as much as they can to get those statements out to all their clients. That's kind of just how this baby does shake and bake. We go take a look at the financials inside the banking structure out here. We have here J.P. Morgan Chase is up 36 cents. Goldman's up $1.38. Citigroup's up 21. American Express is up 57. Let's start off with J.P. Morgan Chase. That's one of the strongest equities out here. And with J.P. Morgan Chase, this is what we have. You're going after the high again. This is kind of interesting. Okay, so your first high out here is 45.67. We hit 45.66 today. The second high is 45.67. But both? No, 45.67. Okay, so 45.67 is your high. We hit the 45.66. Your actual benchmark on J.P. Morgan Chase, though, is 43.73. We finished at a higher high for the daily, for the weekly. What that sets up on a weekly basis is your benchmark for this week is 45.67. So that's the number for this week. That's the number, and that's the number in a big way. You stay right there, folks. We're going to be coming right back. We have the Dow right now up 105, NASDAQ up 27, S&Ps are up 9. As you're going to work out there, folks, be safe. Tom O'Brien, TFNN. Don't forget, folks, man, Mr. Steve Rhodes is going to be coming to Tampa, Florida, April 13th, 14th, Master Trader Series, Friday and Saturday in Boston, Massachusetts, the 27th and 28th of April.